wanted to holler at y'all before I started my work, because I saw something that was extremely disturbing in the news. We had our Pentagon, the American Pentagon, which, by the way, who is running the White House, come out and do a press conference and said that they would not take off the table direct strikes to Moscow via U.S. weapons. So they're literally saying we will do direct action and direct warfare against Moscow. And if you haven't figured out by now that Joe's not president, that's why the question I have is, why do congressional seats have memories? I mean, it's almost like the spiritual nature of a congressional seat has some type of either good memory or bad memory, to where it's almost like those seats are alive, because it just don't make no sense that people keep cycling in to those seats and doing the same stupid foolishness. But nonetheless, the point I want to make to you is the Pentagon, the deep state, which the Pentagon's a part of the deep state, good morning guys, is running the White House at this point in time. It's clear that that's who's running. The deep state is in control of America. And so that same deep state came out and said, yeah, we're not taking direct strikes of Moscow off the table, which is absolutely terrifying when you really think about it. Just stop for a second and think about what they're saying and what they're signaling to Moscow. Now, the American people are under the disillusion that, we got Joe Biden as president and Kamala Harris as vice president. Our enemies are not disillusioned at all. They know exactly what's going on. It's why I went and started to play the speeches of Vladimir Putin in some of the videos where it was translated into English, where he was saying that America, the West, is under control of a satanic elitist cult. He said it in his anti-human, anti-marriage, anti-God cult. And for them to come out and signal that, they signaled it on a Saturday, late Friday, early Saturday, because they know people not paying no attention to the news on the weekend. It's so significant and so terrifying that I know what to do about it, but it's so significant and so terrifying that the deep state is getting ready to go for broke. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they getting ready to go for broke. And I guess when you look at it from their perspective, they don't have nothing to lose. Everything is failing them. And I've been saying this, and I'm going to say it again. When Donald Trump wins, because it's inevitable that he's going to win at this point in time, put on your big boy shoes, your big boy pants, and ladies and gentlemen, ladies, put on your big girl panties, because it's going down out here in the streets. Because they're going to go ape crazy in that time period of the transition of power. So much so that Joe Biden came out and said there will be no peaceful transition of power. And we know that man is an empty suit. He's an empty suit. I'm sorry. He said there will be no peaceful transition of power. And I'm going to tell you what scares me. I'm going to tell you what scares me. See, the deep state has a way of striking back at the people who are not in agreement with them. It's their pattern, right? If you look at men's lives as patterns and then extrapolate those patterns out to warfare from a enemy attack vector profile perspective, then you will see that, all right, Trump has been the enemy of the deep state from the very moment that whoever it was in the CIA, the good faction of the CIA, brought him into the equation. If you don't understand that it's a good portion of the deep state and maybe in a bad portion of the deep state at war, it's about time we come to the understanding of this. You got two factions of America at war. One is a godly faction, one is an ungodly satanic faction. They went and recruited him. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how it started. I don't really care. What you saw was an attack profile on him. When they moved into the arena of direct violence against him, that means that anybody that's associated with him via the support structure, they're going to move into direct violence against you as well. Why is this significant? It's significant because the tools that they have and the tools that they've used, okay, that's great. The tools that they have and the tools that they used in the past, their weaponized people in the past, which was the black community, has abandoned them. They knew that was happening. They saw the trend happening, so they brought in the new community to try and bolster their vote, which is why your borders are wide open. When they go to strike revenge, that's why there's talk of civil arrests and civil unrest. When they go to spark the revenge, that same community that left them is going to be the sacrifice. It's going to be them shooting up churches, doing all kind of stuff, and they're going to blame it on conservative white people. And just like they'll roll out some proxy dude, like they rolled out the proxy dude for the assassination attempt. They'll roll out a proxy, package them, put them out there to the public. The news will pick it up, and it's going to be an attempt to stoke the flames of race war in America. And I want to be clear with you. They ain't got no choice at this point in time. So after this election, from November 6th is the election, and then inauguration is what, in January? So November, December, January. Be paying a lot of attention to everything around you. Guys, I would like y'all to hit the like button, but if you don't want the like button, it is what it is. I'm not even worried about it. Because they don't have no choice. Like I've been looking at it and watching it and just trying to figure out. Remember the other day I was saying I've never seen checkmates on all these different boards. And I said, this guy checkmate me on all these different boards. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because they plan on doing something don't mean it's going to work, because all the evidence is that nothing they're doing is working. But you still need to be aware of the fact that they're getting ready to try and do stuff. And I'm not trying to be like an alarmist or oh my God, the sky is falling. No. For real, when you look at it, it's evident based on everything they're signaling that they're going to bust a move. I mean, it's just clearly evident that they're going to bust a move. We had Donald Trump's plane have an emergency landing because of hydraulic issue yesterday. Nobody said what it was. Nobody's not sure what it is. Bada bing, bada boom, but it's a hydraulic issue. That should be investigated under the circumstances that we've been under. If they would have been able to assassinate him, it would have rolled out that civil unrest. Thanks to the Lord. The bullet hit his ear, but didn't go through his ear. So they didn't get that first rollout of their civil warfare. And it woke a lot of people up. And that's the price they paid for not getting for taking that shot. It woke everybody up. But I don't see them stopping because they can't stop. Because you took a shot at somebody and missed, and they're going to destroy you. So they got to keep going. And if everything over here is out of their control, they have to move the battlefield to an area where they can control the outcomes or try to control the outcomes. So when you start talking about dropping bombs on Russia, yeah, you can control the outcome of dropping a bomb. You can't control the response of it. But if they drop any bomb, direct bomb inside of Russia themselves, then they're going to respond. And it's going to be a terrible thing. That's something to pray about today, by the way. But just reading the news and seeing what's going on. I'm about to cover it. But just reading it and seeing what's going on, it's quite terrifying. You know what I'm saying? It's quite terrifying. And understanding the significance of the things they roll out during the weekend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They only roll out things on Saturday that they're trying to hide. But they communicate to other people. They don't want me and you to see it. Just think about what the average person does on a Saturday morning. Been working all week. You sleep in, get up, make some breakfast late. You don't even turn on the TV. You're busy with family and friends and doing this and doing that. Yeah. It's real significant. You know what I'm saying? It's real significant. And that was first skim of the news. That wasn't like a deep dive, and that was just me skimming it. So I'm pretty sure by the time I see that this desk can go through stuff, it's going to be a whole hell of a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Our FedEx dude is so cool. Old head. He used to be a boxer. And it's funny because he delivered me a package and I see the calluses on his knuckles. And I said, man, how long you was boxing? Man, how you know I was boxing? I said, because I see your knuckles. They look like bricks. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Somebody says, who will be the Antichrist? I think you're worrying about the wrong thing right now. What you really need to worry about is the Antichrist spirit that you see manifesting all over the place. You're worrying about the man that's the Antichrist. You contending with the Antichrist spirit right now. The literal spirit of the Antichrist is what's contending against the world right now. Anti-Christ. Christ being the exalted version of Jesus. So the anti-Jesus spirit, you saw that on the Olympics. And everybody's like, oh, the Olympics, the Antichrist is coming. Somebody got shot in the ear and they're going to be the mark of the beast, the Antichrist. No, you don't understand. You're looking at it. The Antichrist spirit moving across nations. You know what I'm saying? What about the wrong things? I can't see, truthfully, I can't see a way that they're defeated without the Lord defeating them. I just can't see it. Because when you got an enemy that's willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve their goals. So, for example, you got an enemy willing to sacrifice 70% of the planet so they don't pay a price for their actions and their deeds, which they've already displayed that. If you don't understand what 2019 to 2023 was, or 2022 was, I mean, if you didn't see what they were doing there, then I can't even get you to understand what's going on now. But if someone's willing to do that, fail at it, talk about it publicly, critique their failures publicly, and then say, we're going to go at it again. You know what I'm saying? You need the Lord to take care of them. Because that's some spiritual wickedness in high places right there. So, yeah. If you're a praying person and you do your prayers today, pray against the Pentagon starting World War III. Because that's what they try to do. You know what I'm saying? Pray against them doing that. You can't pray against nobody. Yes, you can. Yeah, oh, yes, you can. especially when you know they're about to do some wickedness. Now you don't get to decide what happened, but you can definitely present it to the Lord. He decides what's gonna happen. You dig? All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to get to work.